I'm Dr. Joe Barnes. I'm an epidemiologist and a senior lecturer, now semi-retired, from the Department of Global Health at the University of Stellenbosch. In the beginning, when we had just become aware of the disease, then there were very, very few people tested. And from there onwards, slowly, as the disease spread, this is a resource-constrained country. So I'm wanting to warn about the data at this point in the outbreak, that the clinical needs for testing people are in direct contrast to your needs to analyze the data and where it's going. Right at this point, we have a dearth of test kits and test capacity, and that has always existed and will exist for quite some time, because we do not actually have hundreds of thousands of test kits available, and nor do we have the capacity to analyze that or to get an answer. Just to give you an example, the young woman from Khayelitsha that has recently tested positive had her test done on the 18th of March, and the result came out on the 28th, which is 10 days later. So you can imagine how many people she came into contact with over those 10 days, while nobody knew whether she had it or not. They come into contact with a large number of people that when they are seriously ill, they can't even remember who they actually even saw. So contact tracing becomes very difficult under those circumstances. My take-home message is, please do not think that these figures are a true reflection of what is really lurking, because the lightly affected and the asymptomatic people are not even on your graph. It is going to get worse. It is going to spread. There's no doubt about that. And there are going to be casualties. What we are trying to do, or what they are trying, I'm not in the government, what they are trying to do is to keep this as low and as slow as possible. But I have, in the long term, as an epidemiologist, also a prediction for you to say that I don't think the world will ever be the same again after this. If we could develop a vaccine for it, then we will get this completely under control, but we need to buy the time.
Greetings, inhabitants of planet Earth. This will be my 5th official upload on YouTube. I thought I might just add that I do apologize for the blandness of my content. I actually, as a lover of music, I did actually intend on doing my own backtrack for this channel, but my guitar broke ever since, and you know, with lockdown and shortage of money and so forth, I haven't been able to purchase a new guitar yet. But I do intend on doing my own soundtrack for the channel in due time. That being said, today is day 14 of the national lockdown. I don't want to make a very long video. I just want to give an update from my point of view. I spent 3 days now at home. I was off. I don't really have a lot of time at home to document much of what we're doing, especially for YouTube purposes. So it's been 3 days since I went off. The count has gone up, but when I look at the graphs on worldometers, however you say it, worldometers.com, when I look at the graph, it seems like the curve is starting to flatten in this country. And although it sounds like good news, I don't think that, like the lady said in the previous extract of audio that you just heard, I don't think that we have enough tests, and that enough tests are being conducted in our country to get an accurate statistic on where COVID-19 is, in our country at least. Like, just a moment. I do fear whether the lockdown would truly end in 6 or 7 days on the 16th of March. That's about a week from now. I have my doubts, unless they could open the economy maybe for a couple of days and then start another new lockdown. Some experts predict that it could take up to 18 months for the world to deal with this pandemic on a slow pace, in order to save the healthcare system. And I'm talking about I'm talking globally at this point, not even just our country. There's not a single country in the world with a sufficient amount of resources to handle a pandemic, where the influx of people barging into the hospital with this serious condition. I'm not gonna make it too long because it's my day shifts. I work day and night, and I prefer to make my content during night shifts, because I've got a little bit more time on my hand at work. Right now I am working, and I just wanted to give a heads up, or to give an update from our side. In terms of smoking, I'm smoking much less. They have not lifted the ban, and if it continues this way, I might just quit smoking. I think this COVID-19 thing might be a good excuse to quit smoking. So wish me luck on that, and thank you for those who took the time to watch my content. This is just my point of view of a pandemic that's affecting millions around the world at this point. It's actually affecting every single person, whether you're infected or not. And I urge everyone to keep being safe. Don't become complacent. The lockdown is hard. It does tempt a person just to make up any excuses to go out of your house, just to get out a bit, because it can get frustrating at home. I spent 3 days at home, and I've got entertainment, I've got gaming, I've got movies, I've got children, and I have a beautiful woman at home. But still, it can get frustrating being stuck inside your house with all these limitations that they have put on us. Don't be tempted to go outside unnecessarily. This is a serious virus, and if you look at the statistics online, I recommend worldometers.com to keep an accurate update of how quickly this virus is spreading. Like most of you, I have no idea what the future holds. These are very uncertain times, and it's clear that it's becoming more and more uncertain as we go. But stay positive. Mankind will overcome this, and my heart goes out to all the lives lost so far, way before their time, and my condolences to all the families who have lost loved ones before their time as well. I can't even imagine what they're going through, and I don't wish it upon my worst enemy. And to those of us who have to work, keep on keeping on, man. And to the healthcare workers, respect. And I think that concludes my video for today. I hope everyone is staying safe. Keep well.